the importance of another win against the top side. This team leading the English Championship. Don Furner, the Australian coach, just walking over to the area that he's going to occupy during the game. Alex Murphy saluting the crowd. There they go. That's Furner on the left and Mr. Fleming, and Alex Murphy walked in beside them. They're on the ground in the little hut on the side at ground level, so they can be near the action. Now this crowd here have got the same ability or capability to sing the songs the way the English soccer fans do, the great chants they set up. Incidentally, we were over at Liverpool yesterday, the whole party of us, Australian team and press and media, to watch Liverpool's soccer team defeat Norwich City 6-2 in a very impressive display. Only misfortune was that Craig Johnson wasn't playing in that game. He was out injured with a hamstring tear. The referee, Mr. Fred Lindop, a very experienced referee, been around for a long, long while. Mal Meninga there getting a big roar from this crowd because he was such a star with them last season, or the season before. He had a monumental season with the club and they love him here. The kids were talking to me before the game, telling me what a great player he'd be. St Helens running from right to left. They're in the white uniform with the red V. Australia, green and gold. And it's St Helens to kick off. Running from right to left. Holding gets it away. First touch of the ball off the legs. No knock-on, says the referee as Lindop picks it up. And some heavy defence coming in now from the St Helens forwards. Trying to work it away. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these St Helens forwards, according to the referee's count, all offside in the ruck. Let's hope he keeps that up throughout the match, both ways, so we get an exciting, action-packed game. 2 balls on the field at the moment. There's Roach coming, tearing straight through on the burst, 10 metres over the halfway line. Simmons at dummy half, gives it away there on the open side to Greg Dowling, who had a strong game in the test match. Simmons at dummy half. Sterling out to Lewis. Lewis through the gap, pops a pass, a long one. It's gone out to Meninga on the left off a ricochet, off the hands of another player. He steamrolls up the sideline in a powerhouse burst. Must have gone about 8-10 yards there, even though he was held by 2 defenders. Out to Sterling, swing it wide, out to Niebling, Niebling away to Lewis. Lewis can't unwrap his arms. He's tackled about 4 metres out. Has the ball stolen from him. It's gone there to Andy Platt, and Platt brings it back about 7 or 8 metres. Okay, now the St Helens side being G'd up at the moment. There's some stick going in here. Let me tell you, Royce Simmons swung an arm very hard into Arkwright. Roy Haggerty runs into trouble on the blind side of that ruck. The defender there was Mal Meninga. They're just on the St Helens quarter line. We'll see how they maintain the problem. Roach is gone. Roach is gone. His shoulder's gone. Looking at the St Helens side coming away with Liptrot getting a half break there. His last tackle coming up. The ball goes back to the fullback. Veivers, he's got a towering kick downfield. It'll go straight to Mal Meninga, to Dale Shearer, and Shearer makes a good run, evades 2 or 3, throws a terrible pass to Gary Jack. Jack has to fall back on it. That was hair-raising stuff from Dale Shearer. Steve Roach is gone, he's off, and Paul Dunn will be the replacement. And I believe that looks to me, so it's a dislocation of the shoulder, the left shoulder. Australia really getting some stick from this St Helens crowd at the moment. They've got this team G'd right up. Out to Sterling. Away to Niebling. Niebling comes straight and hard. Tackled 10 metres from the halfway line. Simmons at dummy half. Away to Sterling. Gets a kick away. It's ricochets in the air. It's gone to ground. It's going to be picked up by Australia, but it is a penalty for offside. And I don't argue with that. I think that Miles fell on the ball in an offside position. standing adjacent to the action. It won't be a kick and goal. Now the sad sight of Steve Roach coming off after only a very short period of time. Graham Hughes. I can understand we've got a problem with Graham at the moment. He's not getting communication. Now the St Helens side are coming through straight and hard. And there's Burke, Tony Burke, one of the props, coming up. Out the block side they go. Out to Paul Loughlin. They take him towards the sideline. It's about 15 yards out from the Australian line. Can they sustain this pace? Holder gets a long pass away there. And it's gone to Andy Platt, the second rower. He's tackled straight away. Niebling was the defender. Holding running from dummy half. Got a pass away nicely there. Arkwright. Arkwright can't get a pass. Get those arms free. He's tackled and well tackled with good, like an all-enveloping tackle there. The crowd's appealing for a penalty, but none coming. Moving it out to Liptrot. Liptrot gets a long cut-out pass. It's been intercepted there by Shearer. He's up the sideline. He's streaking away. They won't catch him. And I can tell you, he's just given himself a medical on his torn thigh groin muscle, and that will give him a huge amount of confidence. He's been down in the dumps and depressed about his inability to train properly, but he's run beautifully on that occasion, pulled that out of the air. Watch the action again. The pass comes out to Liptrot. Liptrot's there to, I think it's Andy Platt. It's the Platt pass that's pulled down. He was trying to get it on to Forber. Now watch Shearer. Shows all the pace he showed for Mal Meninga in the early part of that season last year, and streaked away. Nobody made any impression on him. Actually, he was going away. And that is a fine individual try to Dale Shearer. Couldn't have come at a better time for the young man. Now Mal Meninga from only 20 metres out and about 24 metres in from the sideline in almost windless conditions is going to attempt goal. Meninga. And there she goes. So Australia, after only a short period of time here, perhaps about 7 minutes of play, have got away to a 6 points to 0 lead over the St Helens side at Knowsley Road. From the kick-off, beautifully taken by Peter Sterling. Away it comes there to Linder. He gets a heavy bit of a serve there. I thought he got an elbow right in the head. The referee didn't bother to penalise on that one. Dowling straight and hard, gets beyond the advantage line. He's been doing that since the tour started. Simmons. Cut out pass to Cleal. And there's a Shepherd. Niebling's being penalised for interfering with a St Helens defender, and this will give them perhaps the opportunity to kick the goal. No, it's for touch again. That's a towering kick's been put in there by number 3, Paul Loughlin, who's a very, well, he's got to be about Suriname size, about 6'4" or 5. The way they come up the blind side from the tap restart, St Helens, and that's Paul Forber. St Helens forward showing a great willingness to come straight and hard. Crisscross move. Burke's the last man to receive it. 15 metres out from the Australian line. Holder out to Arkwright. Throws the dummy. There's good defence right round his legs there. It was Bob Linder. Bit of a shepherd there, I thought. The referee didn't see it that way. Still in their own side, right on the quarter line at Australia's end. Number 8, Baker. Of Burke rather, going strong and hard, but only going sideways. All the big grunts and groans that he put on were no use unless you run forward. There's Brett Clark come up with a bomb. Jack leaps too soon. It's gone to ground. Penalty to St Helens, offside play. Apparently touched by an Australian and then fallen on by another Australian in an offside position. In addition to that, the referee just indicated there was holding, pulling a St Helens player away from the ball. Now here's the replay of that incident coming up with Brett Clark putting the high ball up there, and Dunn may have tripped a player there. It looks as though the ball was all over the place, and Jack really made a mess of that because he leapt far too soon. He was actually gone up and come down before the ball had hit the ground. The kick at goal to be attempted by Loughlin. He's only about 15 metres out. Strikes that hard and straight, and away she goes. So after around about 10 minutes time elapsed in the game, we've had a scoreline that reads Australia 6, St Helens 2. Wally Lewis gets them away again. Player out there that took the ball forward, looking straight into the breeze, into the sun there, and must have been a bit difficult to take. That's the area that the sun's setting directly diagonally opposite to that area. We've got a report on Steve Roach there, have you, Graham?
Major problems for Australia. Rex, Steve Roach has been taken straight from the field. As you saw, dislocated elbow was the diagnosis from the doctor, Bill Monahan. He's due for hospital straight away.
Well, that's bad news, terribly bad news for Australia. A great run by Barry Ledger there, the St Helens right winger, who's very, very quick. There's a bad bit of handling there by St Helens number 12, Roy Haggerty. It ricocheted off his chest, went straight there to Niebling. Now Dunn, the replacement who's on, is taken play just inside the quarter. Simmons away to Sterling. Sterling out to Lewis. The beautiful Lewis. Not a horrible pass from Lewis. Goes straight over the sideline. And Wally pulls faces. Mal Meninga looks at him pensively. But I'm afraid Wally can't blame that bad pass on anybody. All right, the scrum's going to go down with a holding feed. Holding being the halfback, former England player. Very nearly out the Australian side. If that's a dislocated shoulder, he's going to have the problem, Steve Roach, of being unavailable for the test match, giving a chance to some other players in this Australian squad to get themselves into test match football. Niebling being penalised. Loughlin taking the kick. He's midway between his quarter and halfway. A towering kick right up on the roof of the stand. Up over halfway, the tap will be taken. The Australian defence moving in straight and hard. Out they come along the line. Out to Holding. Holding got it away there to Forber. And Brett Clark under Holding. He's gone for the kick downfield. It might be too big. No, it's not. It's going to be just in the field of play. Jack takes it. Gets a pass away nicely to Wally Lewis, and Lewis makes a darting, weaving run and takes it back up to the floor line before being tackled, and by heavens, didn't they come in, 3 of them. And a penalty now against St Helens out in the centres. They're all offside, and Mr. Linder is going to have his hands occupied with both sides. They're both wanting to infringe the 5 yards in the ruck. So Australia, after about 14 minutes of play, lead by 6 points to 2. The sole try that's been scored came from an intercept by Dale Shearer. About a 58-60 metre try he scored without a hand being laid upon him. A conversion from Mal Meninga. And Loughlin has one penalty goal for the St Helens team. From the tap restart, Australia on the halfway line. Cleo having probably his first touch of the ball. And it's a good driving run, about a 15-metre gain, taking play up to the quarter line. Simmons' pass was interfered with, picked up by Sterling. He's tackled 5 metres short of the quarter. Lewis. Out to Dowling. Intercepted by Clark. He read that very well because Dowling hurt his back to pass. Now, Clark, I thought, balked on that occasion, and I thought Wally Lewis legitimately struck at the ball, but we shall see. Gene Miles missed with an attempted high tackle that could have brought a roar from the crowd had it landed. Up the blind side comes the St Helens side. They're moving it nicely out along the line. Out she goes to Burke. Burke throws the dummy and decides to go on his own. About an 8-metre gain up the middle. Holding pivots away there to Liptrot. Liptrot there, fullback. Liptrot, the Holding. Holding with a grubber kick downfield. Looks like it's going to be a beauty. Oh, yeah. About 1.5 metres from the corner post. Very strong kick. With Holding showing a lot of sharpness. And a good controlled kicking game in the early part. Alex Murphy told me that in a conversation I had with him before the game that he'd instructed Holding to take Sterling on around the base of the scrum, which he said nobody else has done in England. That's one against the feed to St Helens. Away they come strong and straight now. Chris Arkwright tackled only short of the line. Out there to Platt. Platt's taken down just out of the play, a couple of metres from the line. Liptrot, Holding, Clark, stopped, and gets a pass away. There's a long throw that got out there. Could be a try in the corner coming up. Oh, and good cover defence from Gene Miles. Stopped a certain try out there because Meninga had come midfield and tried to take an intercept, I think. It's a bad pass, but it's gone out there on the bounce to Platt. Still the strength comes. Number 12 there gets a pass back to Holding, and Holding comes up with it only about 1 metre or so from the line. He may even be closer than that. St Helens piling on the pressure at the moment. There's an intercept being taken by Dowling, but it's offside. Offside play. Dowling in front of the line. Wally Lewis waving to the sideline to get some treatment for himself or one of his players. This is a relatively simple kick again for that offside work there by Dowling. Well, certainly this St Helens side are putting the Australian side under greater pressure than any team in the 6 matches they've won so far. Graham Hughes.
Enormous pressure, that one from St Helens. I think they're really starting to put their act together. Of course, the penalties are certainly starting to favour them. But this St Helens guys are starting to work away on the one side of play that Australians always tend to do it themselves, on the blind side. They're doing it rather effectively.
Oh, there's a bad kick. He really tried to belt that, and he's hooked the ears of it, as often these round-the-corner kickers will do if they try to get too much in the way of strength into their kick. And there was no need there. He was only about 18 metres out. And invariably, if they try for overpower, they'll hook it, which he did. He hooked the ears of it. It's a long driving kick. By Veivers, the fullback. He's going to try to bring it upfield. He's gone past Sterling, loses the ball. Sterling's fallen on it. Australia in possession just inside the St Helens half. Miles to Lewis, and there's a penalty. It's been awarded against the St Helens three-quarter line, virtually the whole of them, for offside. And what's Wally Lewis going to do now? Going to probably call Mal Meninga up for a kick and goal. I think that's in his range. It is. He's 10 metres short of the halfway line and only about 4 metres off centre. The 10-metre line you can see just to the right of it. About a 40-metre carry. He's only a couple of metres off centre. Pretty important kick for Australia. 6-2 they lead. He's hooked it away to the left. The score remains as it was. Australia 6, St Helens 2. Minutes of play gone. Ball goes to Sterling from the line drop out, given to Meninga. Meninga winding up to go down the middle, evades one tackle, through the top of another one. Over the top comes Paul Loughlin, and the referee will call a halt to that. The tackle has been effected. Not one of them went low. Onto Dowling. Dowling surging through the middle of the ruck. That's a good run from the big strong prop. Now it's out there they go. It's out gone wide to Lewis, out to Miles. Miles out to Jack, who's timing in as a wing three-quarter. He's made a beautiful inroad up the sideline there. through the St Helens quarter. Across the field they come now to Lewis. Lewis there to Niebling. Niebling on the surge, trying to suck those English forwards into the middle of the ruck so they can't spread and assist in defence when the backs get the ball. Out to Lewis. Lewis to Sterling. Pops a pass nicely. Oh, Miles couldn't handle that. It was an awful pass, too low. And came from a player that you don't expect to see that sort of thing thrown. Miles, I thought, was going to get to it, but really it was never on. Ball shoots out the back of that St Helens scrum there. Holding tries to change direction, gets it away. Shearer's come from behind and caught him well with an assist from Niebling. Niebling gets a pat on the back and they've got him over the sideline. So it will be an Australian feed. Shearer showing a lot of confidence now. The scrums are St Helens 4. Australia haven't won a scrum. They've lost one against the feed, and the penalty count is 5-3 in St Helens' favour. There it is out the Australian side. Jack chimes into the back line, trying to go through the middle, but there was a good tackle there from Veivers, the St Helens fullback, marking man for man. Now Lewis. Got a pass away beautifully there to Linda. And Linda just caught by one. Simmons. Sterling. Miles. Back inside the Dowling. Good defence. And Helens really showing some strong head-on tackling. Dunn tries to offload. Does so now to Simmons. Knocked down. Should be 6 to go. It is. Referee Lindoff quite rightly indicates the Australians get 6 more goes at it. Lewis. Sterling. Oh! Turned the round and thrown a pass that you should never have thrown. It was always going to be offside, always going to be intercepted. Dear oh dear. Peter Sterling coming up with an awful pass to Gene Miles a moment ago, and then throwing another one that was absolutely intercepted with the greatest of ease. And that kick for the line, incidentally, has got right over the top of the grandstand here and out in the street. Now St Helens, leading 6-2. We've had about 23 minutes of play. Arkwright, the lock forward, making a good break there, about a 10-metre game. Liptrot occupies the dummy half roll quite a lot. There's good defence there. Veivers was trying to chime in. Now we've got a touch judge in. Touch judge in. Mr. Lindoff holds up the play. And the player being spoken to is Gene Miles. Well, a penalty against Australia there for handling a player without the ball, giving Loughlin the opportunity to have his 3rd attempted goal. He was successful with his first, failed badly with his second. This is 2 metres inside the Australian quarter and about 23 metres into the sideline. You'll recollect he hooked the ears off the last one. But not this one. Yeah, the crowd waited for the roar, but it's gone up, so the score now diminishes and comes in St Helens' favour, and it now really is 6-4, Australia lead. Wally Lewis drives it deep. It's going to go into the end goal area. Just taken there on the goal line by Veivers. He comes out. He's positioned himself pretty well, this young fella. A couple of instances. Several times when Jack's tried to come in and inject himself into the Australian 3/4 line, he's been there to mop him up and do very well. Roy Haggerty there. Why they come on the blind side again. They're using the blind side well. Paul Forber there. Lindoff. Away to Burke. That's Tony Burke. Back it goes to Holding. Holding gets a kick downfield. This will probably go towards Meninga's wing. It does. Taking his time to pick it up. They're surrounding him. He still manages to make a gain of about 8 metres. He's about 13 metres from the halfway line. Gene Miles going for dummy half, makes a little inroad, bringing his team back on side. Here's Cleel. Standing a bit too shallow, and he's handled very easily. Out to Sterling. Sterling gets a nice pass away to Lewis. Lewis has got himself into the clear. Has lobbed a pass to Shearer. Shearer tries to wrong foot his man, gets it to Jack. Jack linked up very well. There's plenty of defence there. And on that occasion, Steve Halliwell was the man. Former Penrith and Parramatta player. Lewis out to Sterling. Sterling's on for the kick downfield. The chase is on. Miles might get to this. It's going to be, oh, they've all overrun it, but Miles comes back for it, but I think it's over the sideline. Now offside, the referee has ruled that the players on the chase there were in front of the kicker Sterling. What's the attitude in the Australian box there, Graham? They're a bit concerned?
A lot of concern. Better news back from the dressing room, though, on Steve Roach. Bill Monahan, the doctor, followed him into the dressing room, and he was able to put that dislocated elbow back into place. He hasn't had to send him to hospital. They're much brighter news from there. They're hoping to see when he cools down, if in fact he might be available for selection in the next week or so.
Barry Ledger coming up with a good run up the sideline there. He's got plenty of pace, this fella. I'd like to see as Royce Simmons start to do a little bit of running from dummy half. I think this is what's lacking in the Australian side at the moment. We're not making any penetration from around the ruck area at all. Off the ruck, yes, but not close up. And it's something that he's been able to do 4 or 5 times in every half I've seen him play. Long floating pass gone out there. Oh! Loughlin was hit very, very hard there. The referee had judged that he lost it. The tackler who came in was Brett Kenny. About 25 minutes gone. Yeah, Graham, you've got Craig Johnson down there. What's his attitude to the game?
Craig, interesting start to the game. Unfortunately, Australia lost a player. Where does your interest in rugby league go back to?
Well, like every Aussie kid, it goes back to school, watching the television. It used to be the ABC, I believe it's Channel 10 now. Things have changed in that way, but no, it's like English kids watch soccer, you know, all Aussie kids watch rugby league, and that's the way it always has been.
Well, this is a home game for you, isn't it? Liverpool for you, just around the corner?
Yeah. In fact, 6 or 7 of the Australian boys came to the game yesterday. We won 6-2. I wasn't playing. I'm injured at the moment, but they really enjoyed it. But looking at the two sports, you can't compare them in terms of toughness. And to be actually here and see what these blokes have to go through, you know, I just salute them and say, well, these are real tough men, and there's no hang-ups. There's no comparison in the two sports.
Great to see you down on the sideline. I know you're injured at the moment. All the best to get back on the paddock for Liverpool.
Thanks, son.
Okay, away comes a nice little gutter kick there from Neil Holding. He got behind Mal Meninga and turned him around, put him running backwards, and then went over the sideline. So that's a great kick from Holding. They're really sustaining pressure, and they're using a blindside particularly well, the St Helens side. They usually invariably call the blindside play, particularly when they're working somewhere around about the Australian quarter line. That's out the Australian side. The referee wants it again, though. That penalty count's starting to really get away from Australia now. It's 9-3. And they're the sort of penalty counts that go. Well, there's the scrum in against the feed, too. On the blind side goes Holding. He's trying to scurry round the line. He makes a good inroad there, and he's only about 8 metres out. Moving it right across the line now, out they come. Out there to number 12, Roy Haggerty, of second row standing deep. Out there to Loughlin. Loughlin chimes in, comes back midfield. He's a tall player. The pass has gone away. It's been intercepted on the ground by an Australian. I think it was Dunn. No, it was Niebling. Now Cleel loses the ball behind him, picked up by Lewis. Lewis to Gene Miles. Miles back to Lewis. Lewis lobs a pass there out to Kenny. Kenny has his pass knocked down. There's a knock on, which would have been meant to a try. Kevin McCormack actually picked the ball up. Actually caught the pass and dropped it. That would have been a try in the corner. There was no one going to catch him. And here's the incident coming. If he can catch that, it's a try in the corner. Very difficult opportunity. It was down around his shins. Sterling trying to make a break next to the ruck, but he can't do that. Haggerty's there to stop him. And Holding. Lewis. Beautiful tackle there, right round the hips. brought him down. The tackler was Andy Platt. Dunn, not ready for that ball there. I think he thought the ball was going across him, a cut-out pass, and he was virtually not ready. Out to Dowling. Dowling gets a pass to Meninga, which he did very well to hold. It was way behind him. Now Simmons runs from dummy half, and that's the sort of thing that's needed from time to time. It's exactly what I was suggesting should happen. Out it goes to Sterling. Sterling gets his kick downfield. Is it going to be a kick for touch? No, it's broken back the other way. A real off-break on that occasion goes to Veivers. He's surrounded by Australians. Tackle on the quarter line. He's only 6-4. Australia lead. We've had around about 30 minutes of play. Chris Arkwright through the middle of the ruck. Liptrot at dummy half. Good strong defence there from Linda. Right round the boots. Out to Brett Clark. Had his chip charged out. Goes on the rebound to Liptrot. And away they move out to the right. Roy Haggerty has it. Got to pass away there to Loughlin. Now it's been intercepted by Cleal. Australia in possession with about 8 minutes to go to the half-time break. Out to Lewis. A long floating pass out Gene Miles. Miles looks for support. Gets a cut-out pass to Jack. Jack can't get a pass away. Yes, he does. But Gene Miles gets it into Kenny. Kenny's on the search for the line. And the defence comes to him and puts him down about 3 metres out. As Dale Shearer at dummy half. He goes a long floating pass to Miles. Miles to Simmons. Simmons trying to burrow his way under. Wally Lewis has been decked, but he's down. Same thing happened to him in the Test match. Have you got did you have a view of that, Graham Hughes?
Yes, I did. The man that will be called out here will be the loose forward, the lock forward Arkwright, hitting Wally a long time after he was hit, and hit very, very high.
Okay, we're watching a replay of it right now. As Lewis, I'm watching the ball go to Simmons. Oh, yes, it's as late as you like. It's the left forearm, like a forearm jolt in wrestling. Arkwright has been sitting in for 10 minutes and sent from the field for that period. Wally Lewis, for the second time in 2 matches, has been poleaxed. Mal Meninga will take the goal. Strikes that one well. So Australia slip away after that penalty to an 8-4 lead, and the time coming up to maybe about 5.5 minutes to go to the half-time break. Australia translate that shortage of one player on the St Helens side into points before half-time. Gary Jack got a beautiful pass there. All to Shearer. Shearer's up the middle of the field. He's taken the fullback on. That's a fine tackle from Veivers. He did have support on the outside. He gets a serve, trying to get to his feet now. It gets to Miles. There to Dowling. Dowling elects to run on his own. Takes it straight and hard. Got a pass to Lewis. Lewis gets it away back to Sterling. Sterling swivels and twists and gives it to Meninga. Meninga up the middle of the ruck, and he's tackled on the halfway line. Simmons pushes Dunn out of the way at the dummy half situation. And Simmons elects to run there, and he's nearly through the gap. He is going very well. Got a pass on to Cleal. Cleal's like a runaway train there for a moment. Just couldn't quite get into full stride. Tackled on the quarter line. Out to Dowling. Dowling to Lewis. Lewis Sterling. Sterling to Dunn. Good step. Showed a good step. He's in. Should be a try. It's a try to Niebling right under the post, and Dunn's done very well. That's good stuff. Showed a brilliant attacking sidestep there and deserves all the pats on the back, but his teammates are going to give him Niebling the try. Now watch this as Dowling gets it to Lewis, so they're doing a lot of this switching back across the ruck, then to Sterling, on to Dunn. Look at the big step off the right foot. That's excellent stuff for a prop forward, and he sucks the fullback to him perfectly, young Veivers, and gives it to Niebling, who's backed up very well and scored right underneath the posts. Excellent stuff from the Australians there. And that makes it just a fraction more comfortable at 12 points to 4. The kick and goal to follow. And they've translated the loss of that one player very smartly into points. 35 minutes gone. Meninga from directly in front. This is his 4th attempt at goal. He's been successful with 2. Only off a short run, 2 paces, strikes it, bang, over she goes. So the score then coming up to half-time, Australia 14, St Helens 40. From the kick, Holding drives it. Beautifully taken by Sterling, high above his head. Steps, tries to straighten the attack up. Leaving the try scorer on the open side of the ruck, ploughing forward. It's a bit of a work out there from Forber, the second row of the prop forward. 10 metres now from the halfway line. Simmons, the dummy half. Dunn, man who set up that last try. Simmons has had a couple of little runs from dummy half in the last few minutes, which have settled play down a bit from the Australian point of view. Lewis has gone for the kick downfield. It's a good one. Brian's touch, about a 30-metre gain, taking play about 8 metres outside the St Helens quarter. The scrums have gone St Helens' way 5-2. They've won 2 against the feed, St Helens. The penalties are horrendous 9-3 St Helens' way. Helens at the present play, and they've won another one against the with the feed, but I am short. Brett Clark put in the clear on the pass there from the wing three-quarter McCormack. After that scrum win, Holding's down at the moment. We've got another Australian player down too. I think it's Wally Lewis again holding his head. It looks as though he's received another knock to the head. St Helens on the move now. And the penalty's gone against the Australian three-quarters for failure to retire the 5 metres. And we look as though we've got the Battle of Balaclava going on here at the moment. There's 2 players down. One from Wally Lewis from Australia. A bit hard to determine who the St Helens player is. He's lying on his back. Could be holding the halfback. Anyway, the penalty kick will be taken. And they're persisting with Loughlin, and why not? He's kicked a couple. Now the kick is about 7 metres outside the quarter and almost directly in the middle of the field. He struck that high and hard. It's a goal! So Australia's good work of a moment ago, just diminished slightly. Back comes St Helens. Australia lead 14 points to 6. Casualties on their feet again. Lewis is up and ready to take the kick off. Holding's limping slightly, but goes back into the end goal area where he'll there he is. He'll wait to field the ball if it comes his side. It doesn't come his side. That's the wing three-quarter Ledger, who's had a couple of runs today that showed his electrifying pace. Good strong defence coming up there from Liebling on Paul Forber. Busy player is Roy Haggerty. They're still in their quarter. Back to Holder. Holding. Meninga on the chase back after it. And Gary Jack will run in support with him. Meninga gets it to Jack. Jack accelerates and goes beautifully up the sideline. And it's a good tackle from Brett Clark. Puts him down on the halfway line. One Australian to another. Cleal through the middle of the ruck. Bumps one out of the way. He's been a bit quiet, Cleal. He needs to get much more involved. Sterling. Lewis. Oh, pass well taken by Niebling. Over Kenny. Kenny surges. Done around Veivers. Close to. Oh, the pass has gone to Australia. It was too hard. It's been intercepted there on the fly. But the referee has called holding has called holding for holding. That's no play on words. No pun intended. He's penalised the St Helens halfback holding for holding. And that was just a little flash of vintage Kenny there for a moment, who's had a quietish game. The opportunities haven't been coming his way out wide. 14 points to 6, 38 minutes gone. Meninga with a kick goal from almost directly in front on the quarter line. Meninga pacing back. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll translate back into 2 forward paces. 1, 2, strikes it, and has missed it. And that is a bad miss. Directly in front will be a quarter line restart with a drop kick. 14 points to 6, and time may well be just about up in this first half. It'll be fielded there by Gary Jack. He brings it back towards the halfway. Straightens, goes over the halfway line. There's the hooter at half-time. So the half-time hooter brings us to the point of telling you that the score is now 14 points to 6 in Australia's favour. The try scorers have been in the 3rd minute Shearer from an intercept. Niebling was a try scorer after Dunn had made a very, very good break indeed. An excellent one. Mal Meninga's come up with goals, 3 of them. And for the St Helens side, it's Paul Loughlin who scored a goal and 2 penalty goals. The most critical factor of the game has been this penalty count, which is now 10-4 in favour of the St Helens side. Almost the sort of difficulty that a team would have great trouble overcoming. Those sorts of troubles just don't come in ones and twos, do they? 10-4s, 10-3s, those sorts of penalty counts are always up and against the Kangaroo side over here. We're going to take a break and we'll be back with a continuation of the action in the second half.
And also, happy birthday, Nature's birthday, this one now, to the Queen Mother. She's a saint can be your day. All best wishes from Shearer from Anthea.
Right. St Helens side back on the ground. The Australians just coming through. And Graham Hughes, you've been in the dressing rooms and you've heard a man saying a few words.
Alex Murphy, Rex, as he was most commonly known, here he is walking across the field now to take up his position in the dugout. I don't know what made him so unhappy, but he was living up to that reputation that they have over here for him called Murphy the Mouth, and he was certainly giving his to serve. But as I say, he should be a happy man. He's certainly not offside, the St Helens side, with the referee, Mr. Lindop.
I would think not. They've got a 10-4 penalty count their way. I'm not suggesting Lindop's been biased, but I think that, as usual, he's refereeing one side more than the other. But any changes on either side?
No changes to either side. A couple of minor problems for Australia. Greg Dowling might slow down a little bit. He's troubled by a bad cork. He's going to try and play out the match. And Wally Lewis with cuts to his ear and his mouth.
Okay, Mal Meninga just gets a big roar again as he waved to the crowd. They love him here. Now there's the kick-off's been taken and the Halliwell's in possession there, Steve Halliwell. He's taken play out to the quarter. Let's see what their tactics are. Are they going to use the kick or just try to work it out from this position? Forward to his feet and playing it. Floating pass there out to the centre, and Meninga comes in very hard, shoulder charge, knocks him down. That's Loughlin. Tall man, one of the tallest centres you could ever hope to see. There was an awful flick pass to from Liptrot, went to ground, but no knock on. Beckett goes to Holding. Holding gets a left-footed kick down. It's a bad kick on to Kenny. Kenny drops it. Can't handle it, and that is a great pity for Australia. There was a try at the end of that if he'd taken it. He was going to run around the edge of the opposition there, and that might have been a bit unfortunate that it happened so early in the start of the second half before he'd warmed up. In and out the scrum. Those scrums going very much the St Helens side way. 6-2. Out to Veivers. Veivers runs nicely, makes an inroad up the left. Threw the dummy on the inside and straightened, took play up to the halfway line. Liptrot. The crowd roaring to everything that is good on the St Helens side, and there's plenty good too. Arkwright, the man, into Brett Clark. Running crossfield, gets the pass back inside to Halliwell. Halliwell can't get a pass away. He's tackled there by Noel Clear. Clark. Andy Platt missed his own side of halfway. Holding. Brett Clark. The driving grubber kick down the blind side. A good one. Good tactical kick. They've not been short of good kickers in this side. Both Holding and Brett Clark have made a lot of ground. Now Simmons has lost a couple against the head in the set scrums. That's in and out the Australian way. Gary Jack receives it from Sterling, halfway through the gap to his feet. Well, I'm a bit... what in the name of heaven that penalty is for. What was that? I can see what his decision was as far as the feet going. He said that Jack had his foot raised, but what possible deduction can you come from that penalty, Graham?
Well, he's ruled that Gary Jack hesitated when he got up to play the ball. There wasn't a dummy half there for Australia. Gary Jack waited for one to appear on the scene, and Lindop's got him not for getting up and playing the ball straight away.
That's not what his signal indicated. That's my point. He's raised his foot as if he balked. I don't believe he balked. Giving the opportunity now to Loughlin to have his fifth attempt at goal. He's been successful with 3. This is 7 metres outside the quarter, almost directly in front. He struck that hard. It's gone away and away to the left and out of the ground into the car park. That penalty count is still the same as it was, 11-4 in favour of St Helens. The scoreline remains as it was, 14-6 Australia's way, the half-time score. Opening stands for the second half. Veivers, the fullback, ducked behind one of his own players, but it was no Shepherd on that occasion. Didn't impede any defender. Burke coming through the middle of the ruck. Gene Miles chops his hand down, as he's entitled to do, because Burke was holding onto him. On the blind side they come. Using the blind side very well. They're only 10 metres from the halfway line. Here they come again. Andy Platt. 5 metres from the halfway line. Arkwright. Brett Clark. Holding's kick is not going to find touch. It's been fielded by Shearer. He's tackled about 10 metres outside his quarter midfield. 14-6 Australia lead. Wally Lewis. Over Sterling and got the hole. St Helens three-quarter line for offside. And I must say that I've resisted the impulse to say this, not before time. We'll be awarding points for the National Panasonic Player of the Series. 3, 2 and 1 in each game on this UK tour. The player with the highest points at the end will receive $5,000 worth of National Panasonic product. Gene Miles on the move. Oh, he's gone right through the defence. He's going to score the simplest of tries. Just push out Veivers off the fullback. And it was so easily done. Gene Miles continuing his good form from the Test match. And that score now moves on to 18 points to 6 in favour of Australia. And the replay comes as the pass comes out to Miles. He just reached up with, he's holding the ball like a basketball in one hand. An astonishing size hand he must have. He just tore away there with a 45-metre run and still put the ball down one-handed. Well, he needs a bit of a kick up the backside for that, but that's taking risks that he shouldn't take. But nonetheless, it was still a superb run. So just continuing on with that award, the player with the highest points at the end of the series will receive $5,000 of national Panasonic product. And I think Graham will explain the viewers' competition we'll be having.
Well, the viewers, Rex, over the whole series of the tour will be trying to pick that player of the tour, and if the viewers at home can name their National Panasonic player of the tour, write your own name and address with that of the player that you will think will be the National Panasonic player of the tour on the back of an envelope, as Meninga is unsuccessful, and send it to P.O. Box 222 North Ryde 2113. Those entries have to be in by the close of mail on the 20th of November, and the winning envelope drawn out at the last telecast, that of the third test on the 23rd of November, will be the one that takes home another fabulous home entertainment centre from National Panasonic.
Very critical try, that one from Gene Miles, so early in the second half to take Australia to a fair cushion now. 18 points to 6, the kick-off will go straight to Dale Shearer. He's running very, very strongly today, and just gained enormous confidence from that intercept that he took early in the match to score the try. That awful problem that he's had that became endemic in the Sydney competition. And that's the way Royce Simmons has really done well. He's got the pass away to Niebling, and Simmons starting to run from dummy half and find gaps galore there. Out to Lewis. Lewis pops a pass to Kenny. Kenny, oh, out to Meninga beautifully. Clark's around one leg, pulls him down just inside the quarter. And Australia on the rampage at the moment. Crusher standing first man received, works the switch with Lewis. Lewis pops a pass. Sterling pops a pass. It's gone straight to a St Helens player, and Lewis has been decked again, and we haven't touched John. Let's have a look at that if we can. This will be the third time he's been down, and very slow to get up in this match. They're really making him a target. Now Lewis is at dummy half. He worked the run around with Cleel. Now watch it. Oh, it's a good, well, there's no such thing as a good one, but it was a stiff arm tackle there. The St Helens player being penalised. And it's going to be a kick, and I think he used a word there that is not described in the English dictionary. And Lindop, the referee, getting a bit of a workout now from the crowd there in unison, chanting, "Lindop is a wonder." Paul Round coming on. Graham Hughes, you've got some news there.
Well, Paul Round's the man on for Paul Forber. I thought he was a little bit unlucky. I thought the St Helens forwards were playing quite reasonably well, especially their back rowers.
Yes, I won't argue that. I think you're spot on with your estimation of that. It's Australia on attack at the moment. On to Simmons. There's Dowling running with the elbow up. It's funny how things go in and out of fashion in rugby league. 3 or 4 seasons ago, anyone that ran with their elbow up was off. Dowling has now been penalised, so maybe they're back in fashion again. The penalty count's gone to 12-6 in favour of the St Helens side. The score remains that was 18-6. That penalty kick's been taken, and here they come again, the St Helens side, up the blind side. Sean Allen comes up. That's Roy Haggerty coming up with some tough guy football. He's finally backslammed hard there by Mal Meninga. He gets up laughing. Meninga's laughing at him. Pass being put down there by Arkwright. Picked up by Cleel on the halfway line. Lewis at dummy half. That should have been a penalty to Australia. Away to Jack. Jack can't get his hands free. Lewis and Haggerty having a bit of a go at each other at the moment. The referee has abandoned the football. There's a little bit of a dust-up starting down in front here. There's nothing been thrown yet in the way of punches. It's pushing and pulling at the moment. It's just push and pull at the moment. Not a solitary punch thrown on that, so nobody should get agitated. It was all holding. One of them's got a very low-cut jumper at the moment. Gary going to be spoken to. And Arkwright is going into a new jumper. Well, two players have been sin bin, Gary Jack and Round, have both been put off for 10 minutes for what I consider just to be a wrestling competition. Now, Arkwright is in the pack, and he's locking the pack without a number, having played in 13. Now we've got the scrum. The ball right through the middle. Both sides are forward short at the moment. And again, that's the third win against the feed for St Helens. Clark, way out to Burke. Burke gets it away to Loughlin. Loughlin's, pardon me, being G'd up by his fans. Clark spins it wide to Arkwright. Holding accelerates. Got a pass away nicely there to Andy Platt. 2 metres short of the halfway line. Dowling and Lewis, the defenders. Clark straightens, weaves. Ordinary pass, nicely picked up by Loughlin. Gone round Meninga easily. Down the field they've kicked. Brett Kenny's playing in the fullback role. Gets to that. Having a race with Barry Ledger. Doing very well. Ran around him beautifully. A great run from Brett Kenny. Taking play about 30 metres out from the line. Miles runs from dummy half. Through the middle of the ruck. Arkwright's there. 18-6 Australia lead. Here's Dunn. Needing a big performance. Gets a one-handed pass away to Simmons. Simmons offloads Niebling. Niebling out to Linder. Linder's on the stride. Angle tap. And falls to the ground about 15 metres into the St Helens half. Clark's down injured. Sterling with a kick over the top. Veivers will get there for this. They're on the chase. Miles and Meninga. Crowd applaud that. They loved it. They're chanting Veivers' name. The young Queensland player playing in the fullback role for St Helens. Using the blind side still, they've found that a good and easy way sometimes to make yardage against Australia. Arkwright holding. Bit of a shepherd there. The referee doesn't agree with that. They're moving it out wide now. Out it's gone to Baxter, to Burke. Burke about 5 metres short of his quarter line. On with the place is Mr. Lindop, the referee, as the players started to get involved in a bit of a fracas. 18-6 Australia lead. 14 minutes of the second half gone. The lights should come on shortly. Long floating pass gone out there to Loughlin. Loughlin's got some pace. Here's Cleo. The kick will go out, I think. It is on the bounce. Paul Loughlin showing plenty of pace. Very big, tall, strapping centre. He's been very involved in the game. Here's the goal kicker. Has kicked 3 from 5. A quick tap. Away it goes to Arkwright. They've caught the Australians a bit napping. They're very short-handed on the left. There's another penalty. That, I think, is a totally legitimate one for stealing the ball. Gene Miles knocked the ball out of a St Helens player's hands. He should take the kick. He looked at Alex Murphy. I think Murphy must have signalled that. Is that right, Graham? Yes.
Alex Murphy sent the male out to kick for goal, much to the dissatisfaction of the big crowd here at St Helens.
Yes, they're all on for quick taps and getting on with the action. With this kick at goal taken from directly in front, bringing up the 12th penalty for the St Helens side, a 14th penalty for the St Helens side. From directly in front. 18 points to 6 at the moment. Rockland strikes that, the crowd roar, and away we go to a new scoreline of 18 points to 8. Australia lead. to kick off again. Away we go. McCormack, the winger. Very nearly through the defence there. Both sides playing a man short at the moment. Burke getting a huge roar there as he knocked Niebling and bumped him out of the way. Liptrot, Arkwright, runs straight into the defence. Just on their quarter. Liptrot. Nice pass out there to Coughlin. Coughlin away there to the speedster Ledger. Now holding it dummy half. Dummy to go the blind side, out to Brett Clark. Liptrot, a long floating pass out to Arkwright. Arkwright turns it, or tries to, on the inside. The defence comes to him. Plenty of tackling coming from Linda. There's a kick downfield by Clark, fielded by Shearer. Shearer evades. No, he doesn't. He's finally tackled about 8 metres short of his line, trying to get to his feet. Wally Lewis running from dummy half. And he gets decked straight away. This St Helens side not by any means packing it in. Simmons trying to run from dummy half. Runs into a torrid tackle from Halliwell. And as the tackles go down, the crowd roar on each occasion. Miles to his feet. Simmons, Lewis. The kick goes straight to McCormack. And he's tackled there beautifully, McKinney, right around the legs. On the quarter line, Australia's end. Clark, Liptrot, Arkwright. Good sidestep, this fellow. He tries to always straighten the attack. Midfield on the Australian quarter. Clark running from dummy half. Can't get a pass away. Tried to, before the arms were locked to the side. Liptrot, holding, holds the pass, gets it inside to Veivers. Veivers gets it back there to number 12, Roy Haggerty. Haggerty to Holding. Holding midfield. And Cleo comes in with a very strong tackle. Picks him up and put him down. Liptrot. Clark. Arkwright. Cut out pass. Went to Veivers. Veivers away to Halliwell. Halliwell's pass over the sideline. And the crowd roar. And now they remember to applaud their team who've done so well. Trainer on at the moment again. And Australia at last win a scrum. Those scrums have gone 7-4 with 3 against the head. Now they're in their own quarter. And they need some territory. They've got to get it, and they'll do it that way with good strong running from Bob Linder. Up the blind side, he stole about 15 metres. He's going to steal a bit more. He's had a wholehearted game today. Some fine defence. Simmons, cut out pass, went to Dowling. They meet him. This St Helens pack have done more, much more than the Great Britain pack. And I think it points up the, shall we say, too early a decision made by Maurice Bamford, the English coach, to go with the same squad in the second test. Veivers from the kick downfield. Picked off nicely. Kenny round the legs. Meninga up top. Ledger almost going over without being tackled there. Veivers holding. Meninga picked up there nicely. And Australia temporarily on the rack. Ledger's to it. Gets to his feet. Clark. Liptrot, a long floating pass went out there. There's a one-handed pass from Haggerty out to Halliwell. That pass looked forward, way forward to McCormack. The pass is on the ground. It's fallen on by Australia. And St Helens, who are throwing the ball around with dramatic ability at the moment, finally without position. 18 points to 8, Australia lead halfway through the second half. Sterling, Niebling straight and hard. Holding down, receiving treatment, the St Helens halfback. Sterling, Lewis, away to Kenny. Kenny tries to straighten and just slipped as he did. Lewis at dummy half. Electing to kick. It's a good towering kick. It's going to go close to going over the sideline, but straightens up picked up, fielded by McCormack. McCormack got Veivers on the outside. Here comes the young winger. He's played very well. Got a player, I think it's Veivers who was hurt in that tackle. Some of the St Helens players claiming it was an Australian's indiscretion that did it. We'll have a look at the Wally Lewis having plenty to say. Here's young Veivers. Wally Lewis is there. Well, I saw nothing unusual in that tackle. Saw nothing unusual in that tackle. I'll be very surprised if anything comes from. And the sin bin gentlemen are back with us, Round and Jack. Still no sign of the overhead lighting going on. Veivers hurt in what would I construe to be a totally legitimate tackle by Lewis. 18 points to 8. Australia lead. They've scored the only tries of the match, 3. Through Gene Miles, Dale Shearer and Brian Niebling. Now St Helens back. The action's on again. About 18 minutes to go. Now a penalty against Lewis. Well, he just warned the Australian captain and said, I'm telling you, if you continue, I will remove you. As I read his lips. 15-6, the penalty tally against Australia. The crowd really, this sounds like the Old Trafford crowd, a 50,000 crowd. Out they come, still St Helens in possession, right through the middle of the ruck, Kane Haggerty. They're only 18 metres out from the Australian line. Holding, trying to hold a pass up there. They slip it to Arkwright, the lock forward, but this defence was too quick. Niebling, Clark. Andy Platt running without purpose and being suitably handled by the Australian defence. Arkwright on the open side of the ruck, showing the ball both sides, then straightened and tried to go his own. They're still battering away at the Australian line, 12 metres out. Haggerty slips a pass nicely to Liptrot. Liptrot to Burke. Burke out to Round. Round can't get a pass away, has his hands locked to their side by Kenny. A good ball and all tackle, that one. Excellent. On the quarter line, a net loss of about 5 metres. The kick's been put down there. Meninga's under pressure. And takes it into the end goal over the dead ball line. Good kick. If that Ledger had been given a bit more room there, I think he would have shown possibly Mal's lack of real pace up. Now Wally Lewis will want to get this downfield as far as he can and have the chasers on. It's not a bad kick. It's going to go over the halfway line. That's a very long drop kick, about 55 metres. Here comes Sterling. And there's the first tackle. They've picked him off 10 metres from the quarter line. Liptrot. Andy Platt. Clark loses the ball forward. Picked up by Cleal. Cleal's on the surge. Takes 2-3 to pull him down. About 5 metres from the halfway line. Simmons. Sterling. Lewis. Miles. Lovely long pass out to Kenny. Kenny to Meninga. Meninga up the sideline. Gets a pass back to Kenny. And nowhere did he go out. The players are appealing for it, the St Helens players, but he didn't go out. On to Lewis. Oh, watch those passes when you turn your back. Sterling. Away to Dowling. Dowling showing a clean pair of heels. Got a beautiful pass away to Dunn. Dunn's got it to Cleal. And Cleal's in for a try. Great stuff. A little Brett Clark was over there attempting to get that defence going for St Helens, but that really should just about tie it up. 22 points to 8. They're watching the action replay. Wally Lewis threw a pass of 35 yards, if it was anything, out to Dowling. Dowling looking for support, finds it in the shape of Dunn, and I think that was Cleal. Yes, it was, and over he goes, the big fella, to stride over after about an 18-metre sprint. Now Mal Meninga, a difficult angle, wide out. We've had 26 minutes. We've got about 14 minutes to go. Been a very tough game for the Australians. The St Helens pack and an opinion from you would be appreciated, Graham. The St Helens pack, in my view, have done infinitely better than the Great Britain pack.
Well, that's what Alex Murphy said on Eyewitness News during the week. He predicted that they'd put in a better performance than the Great Britain pack. They have. Their back rowers, Haggerty, Platt and Arkwright, have all caused the Australians plenty of problems. They continue to work away on the blind side, and they've been able to stand and unload, something that we came to expect so much of Great Britain forwards right throughout the 50s and 60s. They've put in a big performance.
Right, the kick from Mal Meninga is a low trajectory one. It does not go over. The score remains as it was. Australia 22, St Helens 8. Graham Hughes, another replacement.
Sean Allen, the man going on for Graham Liptrot.
Well, Liptrot's done pretty well. He occupies the dummy half role frequently, and I thought he occupied himself pretty well throughout the game. Sterling stopping that ball with his foot. Getting very gloomy here. The light's just starting to come on now as I talk. Okay, Graham, another change coming up.
As we mentioned just at half-time, Dowling's tried to carry a badly corked muscle thigh right through. And here he is taking the ball up again strongly. He's going to come off Terry Lamb to go into the pack and force a shuffle in the forwards. Lamb to move the lock forward.
Okay, here we go with Cleal now. And Crusher has been effective when he runs. I'd like to see him doing a lot more work in defence. He just needs to increase his work rate by a fairly dramatic amount. The kick downfield by Sterling goes to Veivers. Fields it in his quarter. Sterling's there on the chase and pulls off the tackle. Good stuff. An object lesson to any young player watching is Sterling's kicking capability. When he kicks, he chases and frequently pulls off tackles from his own kick. On the quarter line, Saints pinned down at the moment. Good defence there from Simmons. Clark dishes it out there to Haggerty. Haggerty offloads there to Loughlin. Loughlin's up the sideline. Kenny finally wrestles him to the ground. He's a huge bloke, this Loughlin. He's got to be 6'6". He's soaring in size. The ball kicked ahead. That should be a penalty to Australia because Wally Lewis was held back there. But Gene Miles has come up with the ball. Nonetheless, a penalty should have been involved in that. Wally Lewis quite definitely held back. Now we're looking for that touch judge to attract the attention of the referee, Mr. Lindop. And Dowling coming from the field. Terry Lamb going on. Obviously, he will occupy the lock role. And Niebling will move up into the front row. Another scrum win to the St Helens side. Halliwell comes ahead. That scrum tally now is 8-4. 2-1 in favour of St Helens. And with all that possession, St Helens have still not been able to score a try, which is indicative probably of the fact that even the top side in the English Rugby League has great difficulty with the Australian defence. Burke, a tough player, has played with great solidity today. Brett Clark, not quite as full of tricks as usual as one would expect from him in the role he played for Western Suburbs. Out it comes by devious means to Haggerty. Haggerty runs wide, can't get a one-handed pass. Yes, he does. Gets it into the big fellow Loughlin, who swivels in the tackle. And Cleal tries to dispossess him of the ball. 22-point side. They're still, to their credit, St Helens pumping the ball out along that three-quarter line. Long pass from Holding. From out to Halliwell. And he's tackled about 3 metres short of the halfway line. Little Clark, the little kick over the top on the chase. Sterling picks it up, looks for support, gets it to Jack. Jack's on the fly. He's got it nicely to Kenny. Kenny looks for support, can't do it. Got a cuff across the head there. And it's a penalty. And it's against Arkwright, who's given Lewis a couple of serves in this game already. And came in with a little short one there by Tom Kenny. Well, they set up a chant there, the St Helens supporters. Dare I say the word on television? They said, the chant goes, "Who's the bastard? Who's the bastard? Who's the bastard in the black?" And the man in the black, of course, is the referee over here. So having said that, don't take me on television. Okay, Graham.
Terrific arguments here on the bench between both coaches, Don Furner and Alex Murphy. Paul Forbes, the man that was dragged off and replaced before by Paul Round. Just wait for this one, Rex. He's back up on his feet. He's warming up. Alex Murphy wants to put him back into the game. Don Furner said you can't. Alex said, when you're in Australia, we'll play your rules. When you're at St Helens, you play mine.
I think they're going to play Furner's rules. I've just seen him sit down again. Is that right?
Well, he is sitting back down now, Paul. And Alex Murphy, as you know him, has got the biggest grin on him. It looks like the entrance to Luna Park.
This has been a very entertaining and very tough game. All very well to sit here in a commentary position, cold but safe. But this has been a tough game. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of very strong front on defence. Now young Dunn comes on the boil. He's had a pretty useful game, this fella. And if Steve Roach is out, he's got to come into some sort of consideration. Kenny, beautiful opportunity there. Got it to Jack. Jack accelerates, gets it to Meninga. Can Meninga go close? No, he can't. He's tackled 10 metres short. Australia trying to pile on the points, 22-8. Away it comes to Sterling, out to Lewis. Lewis to Miles. Miles gets a pass away there, beautifully to Needling. And Needling's gone out nicely to Shearer. And that's another try to the Australian side. I think Needling's gone well too. He's had a wholehearted game in defence. He scored a try and he's been involved in 2 others. So 26 points to 8, and suddenly it's all looking very easy for the Australian side. Just the last 2 or 3 minutes. Well, has that fight been settled in the bin down there? The replay we're watching just before we go to you, Graham. Great run by Needling and a beautiful timing of the pass out to Dale Shearer. He goes in for number 2.
Well, Paul Forbes has sat back down now. He doesn't look likely to go back onto the field, and Alex Murphy's still wearing the grin. I think it has been finally.
All right, so everybody's smiling.
Well, Don Furner's still not quite sure.
33rd minute of the match. About 6.5, 7 minutes to go. All our times, of course, are unofficial. We're accurate, but unofficial. Now Terry Lamb taking over the kicking duties. He's about 5 metres inside the quarter. He's perhaps 20 metres in from the sideline. He's a very, very good and safe kicker. As evidenced that one, he sort of lives and breathes on those, so the score moves along to 28 points to 8 in favour of the Australian side. And I would think that there's probably just a touch of where do we go from here starting to come in this English rugby league at the moment. They've trotted out their toughest team, their leading team. They've been unable to score a try in this match when they've been averaging 37 points a match in all other games this year. From the kick-off to Lamb, then to Dale Shearer. Puts his head down, and how pleased I am to see young Shearer finally running freely out of the curse of those horrible groin strains. He's on the quarter. Sterling, way to Cleo. Trying to push through the defence there, but they're up in 2s on him. Greg Dowling with Graham Hughes. Let's hear from him.
Greg, how's that cork tie?
It's a bit sore. I'll probably know the full damage of it tomorrow. I got it in the first tackle, and for about 20 minutes there I was finding it a bit hard to get mobile.
Has anybody told you when Paul Dunn also leaving that you can all be barred for the front rowers union for laying tries on for the backs?
Oh, mate, it's just good to get back into a bit of a touch, get back into running. It's a good feeling.
The St Helens side have put up a bit of a lot stronger performance than most of the other county sides.
Yeah, well, they're leading the comp. They're undefeated. You know, if we go on now, this will be the first defeat. It's been a really hard game. You know, they brought it to us, and you know, thank God we've got out of it with not too many bad injuries.
Okay, well done.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, back in the action. Another win against the feed. That's the only real blot on the escutcheon of the Australian side. Halliwell goes straight and hard off a Brett Clark pass and goes within about 8 metres of the Australian line. They'll be pretty keen to keep them out. Time running out. I reckon we've only got perhaps around about 5 minutes to go. And this Australian side very proud of their defensive capability. They won't want them to score. They will be talking among themselves. Out to Clark. Haggerty comes straight. He's 10 metres out from the Australian line. It is a bit of a smack in the eye that the best team in the English League can't score a try. Brett Clark might go close. He's within half a metre. Well, even that wouldn't be the same, would it? Because he's an Australian. Okay, here we go. They're at dummy half now, holding. The little grubber kick through. It's going to be fielded by Jack. Jack scurries it over the dead ball line. And that's going to be a line dropout to restart play. St Helens with all this possession. And repeating, they've won the scrums 9-4 with, I believe, 3 against the head. And the penalty count, a horrendous 15-6 in their favour, have not been able to score a try. Veivers feels the kick, his own side of halfway. A good long kick there from Wally Lewis too. Away it comes to Paul Round. He's tackled. Lamb was one of the defenders, Dunn the other. Holding. Arkwright. Brett Clark holding. Back on the inside. They're popping the pass all over the place now. St Helens trying with quick hands to find an opening. Out to Clark. Now they work the back line. Out to Round. The replacement. Who was sin bin with Gary Jack. Good run. Andy Platt. Up to Australia's quarter. Holding goes heavenward. I thought Round was offside. It's been taken, I think, by Shearer, and the referee agrees with me that Round was offside. And this will give an opportunity now for Australia in the dying moments of the game to get their hands back on the football. Sterling takes the kick. One of his low trajectory drop punts. And it's a very effective one, a gain of about 30 metres. That's 35. A couple of minutes to go. Simmons goes for the long cutout. Pass out to Lewis. Miles picks it up one-handed. I thought there was a bit of a shepherd there. The referee didn't agree. Australia's Linda there getting pressed into the ground by Arkwright. Lewis has gone for the kick downfield. There's a strong sprint here from Shearer, putting them all under pressure. And he gets McCormack rather. Now away to Holding. He's evaded one tackle. Put it away nicely there to Loughlin, who's picked off with a good tackle from Meninga. Holding. Brett Clark loses the ball backwards. Manages to fall on it again. The tackle coming in from Meebling. Round on the blind side. Stands in a tackle. Sterling belts him to the ground. Clark up the blind side they go again. Slips a pass to McCormack, back to Clark. Haggerty. Away they come with some nice stuff now. It's the lock ball. That pass is forward. It's been knocked on by England anyway. The last player to hold it was Chris Arkwright, but I thought the pass before was clearly a forward one. Bright football. No argument about that. 22-8. 28-8, Australia lead. Well, Simmons getting a bath in these split scrums. That's the fourth occasion. He's lost one against the feed. Clark. Lamb comes across in defence and picks him off nicely. St Helens on the attack. Burke, the big prop, straight and hard. Australian defence has been absolutely immaculate. I hope I haven't put the jinx on. Arkwright. Got a pass around the corner. It's been forward by Australia. And offside, and that's a good decision by Linda. And they're going to take the tap. Meebling fell on the ball. And they walked him 10 yards. Quite rightly, Meebling and Kenny put on a bit of an act there. Oh, that was very close. Veivers has gone through half a gap. Jack pulls off the tackle. Australia on the rack at the moment as St Helens desperately try to gather some... and there's an intercept being taken by Wally Lewis. Terry Lamb's on the inside. He gets it to Lamb. Lamb gets it away there. to Linda. Linda's upfield. He tried to kick it and dropped it. Do you believe it? He tried to kick it and missed it. Oh, God, spare me days. Oh, Bobby Linda. Why do that? Oh, read it and weep. Have a look at this. He's looked around, he's realised he's run out of support, gone for the kick, and doesn't even kick the ball. Well, we must be in the last scrum of the match, and it's in and out the St Helens side. A great opportunity there for Australia to score a final try as Holding comes away on the dart. Many say that he should be the England halfback. Intercept, Meninga will score in the corner. Put the glasses down, he'll run out of the ground if he wants to, and over he goes. So a scoreline that's gone right away from the St Helens side. 32 points to 8, a kick and goal to come from Terry Lamb. And we'll have a look at a replay, and I don't know how the crowd would feel about that because Meninga is definitely a crowd favourite here. We're looking at the pass go out on the blind side. It's young Haggerty's the man that throws the pass. Meninga says, thanks very much. Shut the gate. Gave Veivers no chance at all to get to it. So Meninga comes up with a try as well as his 3 goals. Well, a change of goal kicker. Big Crusher Cleal. The giant frame of the man. Just on the quarter, 12 metres in from the sideline. Steady Crusher. That was a low kick. 32 points to 8. That's the full-time score. Australia keeping their undefeated record intact with an immaculate defensive effort against a very strong side who didn't wilt but have the embarrassment of being the leading team in the English League, who have averaged 37 points in every match of the 8 matches they've won this year, but have been unable to cross the Australian line. And that has got to be a great plus for Australian players, and a full credit to their coach, Don Furner, for the way he's gone about his job. Now, the scorers for the Australian side have been Shearer 2, and we're delighted to see him back running so fast. Niebling, an excellent performance also. Miles, Cleal, Meninga, all tries. So